We finally did it. So anyways, hey guys, Raiden here, and thank you for 1,000 subscribers. That's a lot. That's a whole lot, and before we get into the Q&A thing, which I did promise at 500, which I remind you was only like a month ago, I just wanted to say, like, having done this for over 2 years, and then having a bunch of people show up, and so far, for whatever reason, like all the content I managed to put out so far, is nuts. It's just absolutely amazing, and I think not having had any reception for 2 years makes me a lot more thankful, especially since the content types I have, like Fire Emblem and Phoenix Wright and weird visual novels and JRPGs and things like that, aren't exactly in this nice outlet where everyone's like, oh, I love that Tales of Vesperia, yeah, and everyone just jumps. No, it doesn't work like that. I haven't played Vesperia on this channel or any Tales game, actually, so don't go looking for that. But it's just such a weird little niche genre that I now have an awesome, like, community for, and it's just amazing that all of you are here, and thank you. Now, if you also remember, I promised I'd come up with a good name for you guys, and I think I have, and I really, really like it so far. So, we haven't gotten to it in Path of Radiance, or I think it's actually in Radiant Dawn when this happens, but there's a group called the Dawn Brigade. I know nothing else about it. And I think the Dawn Brigade is a really cool name, and I was thinking of that at first. I'm like, yeah, I can call them the Dawn Brigade. But then I thought about it a bit. I'm like, that's going to be confusing for LP and future video reasons. Way too confusing. So I mixed it up, and from this day forth, you will all be known as part of the Dusk Brigade. And I think I'm going to call you guys, like, you guys are still people, and I'll probably say, like, guys or people all the time, but I think I'm going to call you guys units. Because that sounds really, really cool. And that way it kind of, I don't know, it makes you guys feel like individuals, because every unit is important in order to make an army what it is. So, enough with the mushy stuff. Now let's get on to that Q&A I promised a month ago. And I haven't forgotten any of your guys' questions. They're all on here because all you guys asked appropriate questions. And I actually added a few more that are very commonly asked. So, let's get started. Varen the Crow asks, okay, Birthright, Conquest, or Revelations, which one do you prefer the most? That's a really hard question for me, because I think Conquest's map design is brilliant. Except for the last few maps, I think the entire game is brilliant, and the characters are still really lovable, but the thing about it is, when I saw that Birthright trailer, drop, and I saw the whole, Japanese aesthetic after so many European Fire Emblem games, it was just something that I wanted so badly. And I got it, and I actually wound up liking a lot of the characters less in Birthright than I did in Conquest, but the ones I really did like, I really connected with, and I just really loved the entire aesthetic, plus the better storytelling. Revelations, I am 12 chapters in, and I think that's as far as I'm going to get ever. I am not liking it at all. So in order, it's a hard one. In my opinion, it's Birthright, Conquest, and then Revelations, but I know, in all actuality, it's probably Conquest, Birthright, then Revelations. But that's just my opinion. Rcluse77 asks, Felicidades, congratulations. Do you play Pokemon? 2, if you answered yes for the first one, then what do you think of Pokemon Sun and Moon? So let's answer those real quick. Do I still play Pokemon? No. Did I once play Pokemon? Yes, I played all the way up until Diamond and Pearl. Actually, Platinum. And then I kind of stopped because the series started getting a bit repetitive for my tastes. And 3, what would your ideal/dream Fire Emblem game be? I love being part of a small channel and seeing them grow. I now you can reach 1,000 subs? I think it's supposed to be no, but thank you. My dream Fire Emblem game, that's such... Oh god, there's so many things I've thought of that I'd love to implement in Fire Emblem games. But rather than go into that whole spiel, I just say I want one with a decent story. It's been so long, and I know the Fire Emblem games, I think, kind of appeal to a mass of people that really like characterization, and they do flesh out characters quite a bit. The problem is, in the last few games, especially the villains, they have had problems fleshing out, plot-essential villains, and then some of the more, forward main characters. And on top of that, just putting down a coherent story and, a cohesive story and I think it really needs that next step. It just really needs to go there. But other than that, there's just a few dumb systems that I know in the long run I probably would hate. But I think I'd like to see like some form of resource management. Just because that's how I like things. I like managing little resources and putting war efforts towards things instead of like buying a singular sword for whoever. I'd like to be able to do that, but I'd also like to be able to like manage iron and like copper and wheat and all that. And we kind of have that with the My Castle thing, but it's not really that great at all. Oswald Strikes says, greetings from North Carolina. Yeah, that's what he meant. Glad to hear that you have the same passion as you did when you started the channel. So here's my question. If you're into amiibos, what Nintendo character would you like made into an amiibo and why? Here's the thing. I actually don't play that many, like, pure Nintendo IPs. And so far, I believe all amiibos have been A, characters in Smash, and 2, Nintendo IP-specific characters, as in not from on a Sony console, not on PC, and not on a Microsoft console. I actually do own 2 amiibos. I own the Marth amiibo and the Lucina amiibo right over there. But if I had to add more, I'd probably just start adding more Fire Emblem characters. If there was one, I'd really like to see some Castlevania amiibos. God, I would love that. And I know it's not, like, exclusively... Is it exclusively Nintendo? I guess it is, so I think Phoenix Wright amiibos would also be pretty cool. Yeah, that's all I have to say on that one. Peanut Butter asks, hey man, congrats from France. I took a French class once. Actually, I took it 3 times. I failed it once. If you allow me to ask multiple questions, here are mine. Or here are mines, I think it's typo. 1, do you have any passion or hobby aside from playing video games? Yes, I do. I have played guitar for 15 or 16 years, and if you want any idea of my skill level, I can't really put anything out for you because I don't really have like a decent way to record, but I can play the song Destroyer by Infree if that puts into perspective. 2, what is your favorite Fire Emblem, or not your favorite Fire Emblem game, what is your favorite game ever? I hate this question because, no, I love your questions, but this question is so hard for me to answer because there's my favorite nostalgia goggles game, and then there's my favorite actual series of games, and there's so many I've played that it's hard to just put it down to one. If I had to say, like, my favorite games that just give me great memories, it would probably be Xenogears, Legend of the Dragoon, and Kingdom Hearts, like those 3. Or Suikoden, oh, so many. But recent games, it's really been, like, visual novels that have been really hitting hard for me. And some MMOs, too, like, recently, I'd say it'd have to be like FF14, Danganronpa, and I wouldn't say Phoenix Wright. I'd say, I'd probably say Zero Escape too. And 3, who is your favorite Fire Emblem character ever? This is an impossible question, but to sum it all up, I think I can always kind of just answer with a very basic and kind of boring answer. I really like Lynn. I just really liked her design always, and she's just such like a go and do it character. She's just very well-rounded, and I really like her. And it's not like I have a thing for girls with extremely long legs and oriental outfits, do I? Ha, ha, ha. Just kidding, I never played Chun-Li, jury for life. CC Cruiser asks, congratulations, claps. I clap back at you. I really enjoy your Fire Emblem content. Thank you. My question is, where do you think you'll be in the future? That's kind of a broad question. I don't think... I don't know if that's, like, on the channel, on the future, or, like, where do you think you'll be when you die? Will you ascend to heaven, or will you go to hell? If we're talking in a very broad sense in this channel, I'd really like to get to a point in which I could just play anything, really. I think that's my #1 fear for this channel, and it kind of scares me that, like, I'm so glad that this channel blew up on Fire Emblem, because it's a game series they love. Not a whole lot of people get to play something they love so much for their main type of content. But at the same time, I do really want to play, like, other games. I don't want to be, like, restricted or pigeonholed into just Fire Emblem. And it kind of scares me, the idea that one day I'm going to go, not even one day, like, pretty soon, I'm going to go, I want to play Phoenix Wright, or I'm going to play whatever, or Danganronpa V3, or I'm going to play Nier Automata, and I'm just going to come to the video and it's going to have, like, 0 views. So that's what kind of scares me, but if you're just asking where I want to be in the future, I just want to make sure that 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 subscribers, I'm still having fun and you guys are still enjoying it. That's all I ask. Two Left Thumbs says, I suppose I should follow up this... Yeah, he said a comment for this. I suppose I should follow this up with a proper question. What's your favorite game that is a blatant rip-off of Fire Emblem? Some gamer series that came after that just completely rips off their formula. I can't... Fire Emblem is such a simple system, I think it's hard to call things like blatant rip-offs. I can't really say anything that I think's a rip-off, but I really think that Disgaea is a lot of fun if you like grinding, and I really like FF Tactics also, but I don't... Yeah, FF Tactics came way later. So yeah, I'd probably say FF Tactics. Breadboy says, congrats, had no idea you were so dedicated to this channel for 2 years. Nor did anyone else for 2 years. Anyways, as a question, what other videos, series, or franchises do you plan on putting on the channel? This is going to link into one of the things that are probably in the video title. But anyways, I'm going to leave a poll at the end of this video, or not at the end of the video, but in the description, and I'm going to leave a list of games there for you guys to come in and vote on. I'm not sure if the poll has any way to like restrict the amount of votes that you guys can put in, but basically, I'm going to have a list of my favorite, not my favorite games, but games I want to play, and then you guys can vote to up to 3 votes, I'm going to say. So I'm just going to use the trust system here for now, and say, hey, vote for 3 games that you'd really like to see me play out of that list. That way I can get kind of like a good perspective on what you guys like, as well as what I want to play, and it's not going to entirely dictate what I'm going to play, but it's nice to know what your guys' tastes are. So... yeah, that should answer that question. Sergio A. Oh, I've seen on a lot of my videos. That Archer guide was oh, that's not even a question. That's just a comment. That's actually all the questions. So, the 2 last questions I have that are just general questions that I get across the channel are A. How do I acquire Fire Emblem Path of Radiance? You go to eBay. You grab $15 to $150. And hope you can find a copy without a case. That's probably scratched up to shit. Yeah, it's a very difficult game to find. And I'm lucky that I even managed to get a copy of Path of Radiance for like $60. I am so lucky on that one. I saw it at like our local game store and I was like, it's like 20% off. I gotta grab that now. I need it right now. And that was before I even started doing Fire Emblem on the channel. So, yeah, that's it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys keep watching no matter what type of content I put out, because eventually the guides will come to an end, because either A, I'm going to keep doing it till I run out of classes, or just keep doing it till I get bored, but I'm having a lot of fun making them, so that won't be anytime soon. So all I really have to say is thank you. You guys have created such a little, like, positive community so far. I haven't even seen a single message with pure malicious intent. I've seen you guys be kind of snarky, but I think that's kind of in the nature of Fire Emblem players, kind of, and just people in general sometimes. But even when you're snarky, it's still like awesome, because I don't think I've ever seen just a comment that's on here to hurt me or someone else. You guys always have a point to bring up or things like that, and I think that's amazing. And I know that won't last forever, and I know there will be a time when I can't respond to the majority of comments. But I'll still try for as long as I can to read every single one. So thank you, and I hope I see you on an upcoming series. That is going to start pretty soon. It's not Fire Emblem, and it's not Radiant Dawn, because Path of Radiance still has a ways to go. But once you guys see it, I hope you guys check it out and give it a shot. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Riding out.